And we are going to let some people jump in here. Tonight is going to be a free public live stream for our young men's course that's going to be starting here. And our course is going to be a 5-week fearless young men's course. And we are going to be just kind of giving y'all a super in-depth overview of the course and what y'all are going to be getting and all types of stuff like that. And Carlos is already in the chat. And of course, yes. And Carlos, you have James and Buddy here too. And we'll be answering anybody's questions. If y'all have any questions about the course or different things like that, feel free to leave them in all capital letters with a question mark at the end. That definitely helps. And we'll get to them. So we got some notes written down here. So we're just going to let some people jump on. Thank y'all so much for jumping on. And this course has been 2 years in the making. Yeah. And all of us boys are super excited about it. So real quick, before we get too far into it, the course will be closing tomorrow. Tomorrow. So if you want to join, you're going to have to sign up before tomorrow. And then also the pricing, because, always comes down to that. The pricing is $8 a month.
Yes.
For 12 weeks, for a year. So $8 a month for 12 months. So there you go.
And all you have to do to sign up, if you don't know, is go into thetexasboys.com, go to the top of the page, look for Fearless Young Men's Course, click on that, and you can sign up there to join us while we do this course. And we're going to have live streams going along with it. So
correct.
There will be 5 live streams, doing the courses. So y'all will watch the actual course, do the modules, and you can go along with the forms and the PDF planners that we have to go with it. But alongside that, the biggest part is we're going to be having private live streams with everyone who signs up for the course, just us and y'all, and we'll really be able to explain it how we want to, and it will be a very personal one-on-one course.
Yeah. All right. So let's just go ahead and run down what we have. We have some stuff written out here so that we can just kind of get all the information to y'all as quick as possible, and just the most informative way here. So what we got, so we'll have 5 weeks will be private live streams, which we already
so the course will be closed for 5 weeks.
So the course will be closed. You will not be able to sign up for that 5-week period.
So this is the last day.
So this is pretty much the last day. This is the last day to sign up, to get on and have access to this. And okay, just reading through here real quick. Okay, so moving forward, so when you do sign up for the course, be sure to click on the private Telegram group. That is the really cool thing, is this course comes with its own private Telegram group. Lots of people have already signed and they've been chatting away over there. And the cool thing about Telegram is you can send photos and videos and updates. And it's really, really neat. And y'all can have one-on-one conversations over there with us. And if you have any questions that you just burning questions that you need answered, you can just
you'll get all the notifications to the live streams that are coming up and what's happening.
It's really good. It keeps you informed. So if you do get the course, make sure to click the link for the Telegram. And where is that? On the course page? It's on the course page when you buy it. Okay. Also, okay. Then next, that comes with the course, which is really cool. Be sure to download and print our course companion. Okay. And then also begin watching the modules. So the modules, there are 8 video modules, and I'll go through what those modules are. And then also the course companion is a 32-page course companion, and it does all types of awesome stuff. It helps you develop and reach your goals pretty much, and some other things in there, but it's pretty cool. It's pretty awesome. And so that is a downloadable PDF. And so there you go. So after this live stream, if you have already purchased the course, or if you're going to go ahead and purchase the course tonight, next Sunday at 5 p.m., 6 p.m., we are going to be going live again. It will be a private live stream this time, and we are going to be covering 2 modules a week.
So module 1 and module 2.
Module 1 and module 2. So let me go ahead and go through the modules here, the 8 modules here that we have. So the first one is learning to be helpful and useful and responsible around the house, the homestead, whichever type of atmosphere you are in. The number 2 is developing strong work ethic. So we'll take those 2 modules and we will go live, and you're going to have to watch those 2 modules and study them and get your PDF ready. And we're going to go through them, answer any of your questions that you have about it, and just kind of work through it with y'all. And this also, I always have a lot of people asking me, like, what are the ages? Like, can my 8-year-old do this, or can my 19, 20-year-old son do this? You know, I say ages from around 7 to 8 and on up. This course is great for it. It's incredible. I'm 18 years old, and I would totally dig this course if I had the chance to. But there's nothing like this that exists out there, so it's pretty cool. Also, for the people that sign up this time, right?
Yep.
It's lifetime access.
Yeah, so
too.
you have lifetime access
For the first time.
Yep.
The second time, when we come back on again, 5 weeks from now, that will not be lifetime. So that's you kind of get a little, it's kind of a pretty cool thing that happens there. So anyway, number 3 is module number 3 is building real life skills. Number 4, real life social skills, which are super, super important. And then number 5, take control of your free time. And then number 6, setting future goals. 7, pursuing passions and interests and skills. And number 8, long-term vision planning. So, and also, if you do purchase the course, you will have access to any of the courses and the modules 24/7, which is really cool and really neat. And the really neat thing is, y'all, about this whole course deal is this will not be the only course we have, that's going to be coming out. This is like the first one. So we're definitely hammering out a lot of different little things and little quirks and stuff like that. So every course that we add upon this will only get better, and it'll just be really, really neat. So I'm just going to go on through some of the questions here and see what y'all are doing. So if you're watching this like a couple days from now, the course will be opening back up 5 weeks from now. So there you go. Oh yeah, there you go. Answered Christy's question there. Just going through here, seeing what else we got. No, this is 2 years in the making. The first year or so, it took us to film it, and then to then get it edited. And then the next year was pretty much just spent on developing the courses and the course companion, and then
the website
page, and then adding the Telegram group and different things like that, and just trying to fine tune it so then it's just a really awesome interactive course. I don't like courses that aren't interactive. This one's really interactive, and I really like that part. So if there are questions that pop up in your mind and you're like, man, I wish I could just personally ask him, boom, you can. And that's just really awesome. No, 2 years ago, I was driving like, when did I mean, I was driving since I was 13. So there you go. Not just on the farm. Don't worry. Really quickly down the roads, but don't worry about that. It's we're in Texas. We kind of do whatever we want. I know people that have been driving since they were like 8 years old on the highway. So I think we're good. Okay. Yeah, and mainly why we are so passionate about producing a young man's course. It's really sad. Our generation. We actually, little story here. We went and we looked at a bull, and yesterday evening.
No, day before yesterday.
Day before yesterday.
Yeah.
Sorry. And on Friday. That was Friday. Friday evening. Yeah. And we hop out of the truck. And this has happened several times. And we hop out of the truck just like this. I had a cowboy hat on though. And we jump out, and like within the first like 2 seconds, she's like, the nice lady there, she was like, oh, she's like, y'all are awesome. And we're like, really? She's like, yeah, y'all aren't like the normal kids like nowadays. I'm like, yeah, I know. It's really sad. So the young men's course is really just for the younger generation and our generation that have been just that are getting brainwashed and are falling into this new terrible different things and different skills that they're acquiring, like not being able to like their skill is not being able to function in reality and only being able to function on TikTok. So what we're trying to do in a very loving way is we made this course so that y'all, and for the young men out there that are just starting up and they're trying to get their feet wet with certain things, like figuring out like what type of job do they want to get, or do I want to acquire some skills, or should I go to college? Is that a good thing to even consider? Different things like that. And we kind of touch on all that, which is really great. And we talk about we pretty much just cover exactly what us boys have done and what we have learned over the past close to a decade or so of our knowledge. And all of the knowledge that we have learned from the older generation, which are light years smarter than us. And that's how the Gen Z got into their situation, is because they threw away the past generation and didn't listen to their to the older generation. And that's how you just have a bunch of worthless young people, and it's really sad, and they don't want to have a family or anything like that. So it's really sad. So we saw that there was a need, and we're like, we definitely have to do something about it. And this is our little contribution to that. And we just need to get back to the older ways of life, aka just being a capable human being that can follow through and has enough grit and guts to whatever, fill in the blank. Take somebody saying you messed up, that was really dumb, like you shouldn't have done that, and you can take that in and not cry and curl up in a ball, or whatever, or post something weird on Instagram about that person. I don't I don't understand people that do that. Like when it's their kid's birthday, and I'm not saying like anything, but it's like somebody's birthday, and then they write their kid a letter on Instagram. I always think that's the funniest thing. But anyway, like that's the world that we live in, is that it's this weird internet age. Like you're writing your kid a letter to the internet. It's like weird. So just being able, and in this course we talk about just different concepts and different things that we have done, how we have acquired skills. We have acquired all of our trade skills for free, which is really cool because a lot of young adults and our younger generation will go to trade school and different things like that. And that's awesome and everything. But trade school is nothing like reality in real life, and getting on a job and being like, oh crap, we messed up. We didn't order enough materials. So anyway, do you get lifetime access to the other courses? No, right? It's only this course.
Only the Fearless Young Men's.
Only the Fearless Young Men's course. You
Unless
get lifetime access.
Exactly. Other Fearless Young Men's.
Yes. So
if we add more young men,
which we're going to expand on this, so we probably will just keep adding on to this. But don't write that down in stone. So it could change. But no, for this course here, you will have lifetime access to it. So if y'all have any more questions, you can put them down there in the chat. What kind of other courses are in the making? Well, in the making right now, we're just trying to finish this one and trying to just perfect this one for right now. And then we'll have to start thinking on the other ones that we're going to be doing. Probably, if I had to guess, they would be along the lines of starting your own business and making money and saving money and different things like that. I think that would be a really cool course to do, because us boys we haven't spent our money on real frivolous things or anything, like big chunks of money on frivolous things. So I think that's a really smart thing for kids nowadays to learn. Like, the new iPhone that cost you $2,000, is really not going to make, next year it will be very dull and boring. So it's very silly to spend $1,600 or $2,000 on a new phone or gizmo that will not make you money, when you could take that money and buy power tools and different things. Now, is that not as exciting as a new flashy phone? Maybe not, but when you get, it's all about the mindset. That's the whole thing. It's just like getting the mindset, because like whenever we think about getting new tools, we think about how much, when we get a new tool, we think about, how much more convenient our life will be after getting that new tool. So this is kind of awesome because this just happened. Me and James were packing up orders, right? And for y'all, and we were using just like a hair iron or whatever to seal the bags and different things like that around the office and stuff. And we're like, you know what? We need a new system, because the hair iron and the vacuum sealer or whatever is not working to seal these bags in a very in a very convenient way.
Yeah.
So effective, convenient way. So we're like, we need something way more convenient. So James was telling me about this bag sealer that he saw at our coffee roaster. And he's like, dude, that thing is awesome. It has a conveyor belt on it, and you set the bag in it and it takes it through it all by itself. And then it drops it out the other end or whatever, totally sealed. You don't have to touch it. And I'm like, that sounds incredible. So we actually we bought that before we started doing our orders for this week. And then also we make our own native brew and different things like that, our own native mud coffee and different things like that. And you have to mix in all these different ingredients and things like that. And we were just
cocoa
powder and different things like that. And we're like, it would take so long to mix all these different ingredients up and put them in the bags and stuff like that.
We were just using a funnel.
Yeah, we were just using a funnel and, bigger jars and stuff like that to mix all these products together. And it worked fine. We did it for several years now. And we're like, you know what? We've made enough money off of the products that we can find something. And James actually found this really cool machine. It's over there. It's pretty dang big. And you pour all your ingredients in the top, and then it shoots it right into the bag. So, and y'all might think that's really boring, but when you've packed up 3,000 orders and you're like, oh my goodness, it just goes and it pours it right on in there. You don't have to like have the funnel and the cocoa powder, and then the cocoa powder goes everywhere because you accidentally spilled it or somebody tips into you or whatever, and then it slops everywhere, and then you spend half an hour cleaning up cocoa powder from everywhere, and you're like hacking a lung up because you've inhaled way too much cocoa powder. So my son is homeschooled. He's just had his 15th birthday. He's definitely a different lad now that he's not, since he's not in the school system. Yeah. The school system is made to change your kids. And I might sound like a tinfoil hattis there. Any school system, Christian school, public school, it is based on destroying the family unit. So there you go. So number one, first thing, if you're going to even consider getting this course and different things like that, I would highly recommend, you don't have to, but I would highly recommend one of your first steps is removing your kids from the public indoctrination camps and start homeschooling them yourself. AKA, there's a million different homeschooling things that you don't even have to homeschool them. Like Acellus, for example, you have all your own private teachers. It's not sponsored. They don't pay me for anything. I just really like it. So, but that's what we use, Acellus, for all of our homeschool. And it's really cool. You get all your own personal teachers and you can email them if you have questions, all that type of stuff. You're listening while cooking. There you go. Making sure. Okay. Stupid weather.
Drop in any questions. If any of y'all got any questions, drop them in the comments.
Yeah, so this is just going to be the free live stream for the course. So I'm just going to repeat this just slightly because some new people have jumped on. What age is appropriate to take this course? My oldest son is 9. Perfect. I would say 7, 8 years old
and up.
Totally. Absolutely. We go over so much stuff. It's in this course. It's great. It's really good. It's really good for any age. Maybe not a 3-year-old, but I guess he could watch it, but it wouldn't hurt him. It definitely wouldn't hurt him. I'll tell you that. But no, I would say 8 and up, 7 and up, 100%. It's really good. We talk about real little simple stuff from back when we were little kids. We still are kids, but back when we were 8 or 9 or so, and what we used to do and what our mom and dad had taught us and different things like that. So yeah, the course kind of goes over all that. So yeah, tonight will be just a free introductory live stream, just telling y'all that the course we are closing the course tomorrow. So today will be the last day to sign up. And then we are going to be having our course run for 5 weeks with 5 weeks worth of private live streams, and then we will be opening back up the course 5 weeks from now to y'all. And then if you want to sign up then, and are we doing the same thing over again after that for the next 5 weeks, or are we going to probably so we're still trying to figure it out, but for right now we know what we're doing for this first 5 weeks here. So yeah. I'm just looking through here real quick. So if you want to go ahead, James, if you wanted to talk, maybe just more expand on some of the modules maybe that we're going to be doing.
Okay.
If you just want to expand on it and just kind of cover some topics and possibly get Buddy to talk too. He's a hard nut to crack.
Will you be going over how social media can suck you into bad things?
No, that's the one thing. Well, we do cover devices in the course, and we cover, I think, possibly video games and different things like that, but not really too much on the social media aspect. But devices and different things like that we do cover in the course. So we couldn't cover everything in the course, but that's why we can keep adding on to it.
What age did you start diving into?
What age did you start diving deep into alternative history, aka reality? Was it more taught to you from your parents or from self-learning? Oh, it was totally taught to me from my parents and just watching documentaries, hours and hours and hours of documentaries, and not necessarily like my parents were there to answer any question that I had, but just high quality documentaries. And then, being like, oh, wow, that's actually how the Civil War happened, or different things like that. Just, yeah, that's how all of us kids learned from a very young age. All of our stuff is just through documentaries and our dad finding different articles and learning different things and teaching it to us and just keeping us kids up to date, and we are, as much as I would love to be not like in reality, I would love to be like, part of me is like, it's so crazy how some of these kids are like totally out of it. And I'll ask them like, hey, did you know about this? Or did you know about that? And they're like, what? And you're like, you have no idea about that. No, have no idea. So, and just pretty much just keep your ears open in your mind. You will hear and you will learn so many things if your face isn't glued to a screen and you're playing some retarded video game for hours on end or whatever, I never know which ones are appropriate for kids. Do you have a list of ones you recommend anywhere? Well, it all depends on what type of documentaries you want to be, like history documentaries you want to start out with, because for a 9-year-old, unless he's like a really cool 9-year-old, like a gritty 9-year-old, I guess he could watch this, like the true Civil War documentaries and different things like that, but that's pretty gnarly. So I would like personally what our parents did with that type of stuff when we were really young too, like nice and young, is, I don't know, when we were really young, Really, really
Yeah.
young. Like let's define that here. 10 years old up until probably 12, maybe,
Yeah.
or so. I can't really remember.
No, play outside, live your life.
Yeah, that's what we did. Played outside, didn't really care. I don't think little kids should really care about that stuff because they have all their life to be you know,
Figure it out.
to figure it out and to worry about all that stuff. So let them play in the mud and different things like that. But the course is going to be going over stuff that they will need to learn, like work ethic and the family unit and different things like that, and helping mom and dad out in the house and being responsible and different things like that. So yeah, dad's posting some stuff up there. John Weaver is excellent to listen to. Excellent. I've listened to hours of him and just a really great guy, really good listen. Totally would absolutely recommend John Weaver on Sermon Audio. I know you're working on building your own homes. How do you socialize and plan to find a wife?
Everyone's worried about
I imagine
socializing.
finding a woman with a hard worker mindset will be a challenge. Yes, it will be a challenge. So socializing is a piece of cake for us because, we go to town several times a week, several times a week. So we're always in the Home Depots and Atwoods and local hardware stores and in church. And that's the other thing too that's very important, is just getting into being in a church, being in a church body and just being active in it. And our church always has stuff going on, which is just so great. And we love being a blessing to people, different things like that. So there was a lady in the church and she needed a lawnmower cover built for her. And we're like, absolutely. That's something we love doing. So sometime this week, we're going to help her out and figure out some type of lawnmower cover shed or something there. And then when it comes to finding a wife with a hard work ethic, it's 99% of the time, unless they are a magical woods fairy that's running around wild in the woods with a really good work ethic. If that doesn't happen, I don't know yet. Buddy's still out there chasing him down, trying to find him out there. He still hasn't told me if he's trapped any in his traps yet. So anyway, no. So we're going to be mainly 99%, if I had to guess, finding our wives through the church and different things like that. And, we have so many things that we do. We get out there a lot. We go to homestead conferences and different things like that. And then with our church, we have different singing events. So, and there's churches all over the United States. And yeah, we can travel to them whenever they have big meetings and different things like that. And yeah, socializing is, in my opinion, a piece of cake and totally wouldn't worry about it. I'm not worried about it. And it's something that if you're worrying about it, you shouldn't be worrying about it, because it's going to totally be a God thing. So just leave it up to God and don't worry about it. That's Carlos's way of socializing to town. Yeah. You'll get, if you go into the Walmart parking lot, you'll get over socialized real quick and want to leave really quickly screaming. Yeah. So, stay up front close to the Walmart. It's a little bit safer there. In the back of the parking lot, yeah, it gets crazy. So just my opinion. It's not crazy during the day. Just don't go during the night. That's when it's like Star Wars. At least if you're in the country, it's like country Star Wars out there. So not, and we don't watch Star Wars, but anyway. Just reading some comments here. So do you want to go ahead and cover that? Because I know you got cut off because somebody asked a question. Just go over.
Which ones do you want me to go over?
I don't know. If you want to maybe talk about what you've done to maybe about developing strong work ethic
Okay.
and different things like that.
You want to go over it?
Yeah, just kind of just talk about it maybe. Or taking control of your free time
I
or
would just
something
go
like that. Or what?
over
What do you wanna
which
do?
modules we're going to be covering in the course again. Just for anybody who's new.
Okay. You don't want to just go over 1 and 2 that we're going to be doing?
Well, that's going to be in the course.
Yeah, I know. No, I'm not saying go over them, but I'm just saying like you could brush on them a little bit.
Yeah. I mean, I guess so.
Okay, sorry.
My son
Let's see.
is watching and doesn't know. Can you introduce yourselves and say things you enjoy doing?
Okay. So my name is Matt.
My name is James.
James.
My name is Buddy.
His name's Buddy. And we enjoy doing lots of things. Buddy can go ahead and say the things he likes doing. Likes to do.
So there's about 2 big things I like to do. I love trapping and hide tanning, and then I love doing leather work.
And he likes shooting a lot.
And I have a terrible habit for shooting.
He has a terrible habit that he needs to break. No, I'm just joking. Of shooting guns like randomly.
Kind of wasting ammo.
practicing target practice. So yeah, so you run your own trap line, and you should have brought in some of your pelts that you've done.
Yeah.
And he skins them all out, and they're real beautiful raccoons and different things
I
like
get
that.
some if you want.
Sure, you can go get that, and if you want to go ahead and talk about things that you like to do.
Things I like to do. Okay. So
He whacked into that thing. So
yeah, here, straighten that. There you go. Carlos is a nut. Nice to meet you too, Carlos. So things I like doing, I'm pretty much the head manager and constructor for everything that we do. So what I do for fun or what I do for work is a big difference. So for work, pretty much do anything, plumbing, electrical, carpentry, construction, framing, you name it, we pretty much do it. And then for fun, I usually do woodworking projects, furniture, trim, epoxy tables, butcher block, and stuff like that. For fun, that's pretty much what I do. But for work-wise, I really am into carpentry.
Yeah.
Mainly. That's my big thing that I like doing.
all right, there you go.
Trying not to hit anything. So here's a few. Trying to
There
figure
you
out
go.
what the camera is. Here's a few raccoon hides I did. These are bigger ones, but I just skin them out. I hook their legs to a tray, and then I skin them out really quick by pulling them. And there's a whole technique to it, doing it this way. Then you stretch them out inside out on a board, and then you tan them, and then you flip them back right side out, and just
They
stretch
don't
them
even
a little
smell, which is kind of funny.
bit. And then you can see.
They smell really good. You got like 4 of them.
Yeah, here's 4 of them. But... So that's
There you
what
go.
I like to do.
And I can promise you 99% of kids have no idea how to do that. I don't even actually know how to do that.
And I did
so
this deer rug down.
There you go. Yeah, the deer rug that's underneath the table. He's done that. Okay, so I promise you that is Mom commenting on here. Mom wants us to give them a rundown of the businesses that we have started. And I think this is a really good topic to cover too. It's really awesome and it's a blessing is if you have brothers and sisters and different things like that. If you are an only child, that is perfectly fine too. You can totally start your own business. It is, in my opinion, slightly easier when you have your brothers or sisters because you have free labor or just labor in general, which is really nice. And you don't have to do it. You don't have to run everything by yourself and then eventually hire out employees and different things like that. Hire on employees. So the beautiful thing that, well, what we started doing is we've been very entrepreneurial our whole life, just always trying to find something to do to make us money. And also in the course, we go over all of this anyway, to how we started different things. Yeah, Lone Star, you came in at the perfect time. Free labor. There you go. So yeah, keep it in the family. Totally. And what we started was, well, what I started mainly that really kind of kickstarted everything, a little bit of cash flow, $20 here and there, was my lawn business side hustle gig that I picked up from an older gentleman that stopped by one day, and he was like, "Hey, do you know how the weed whack?" And I was like, "Absolutely, I know how the weed whack." I have no idea how old I was. I was probably like 12 or probably 12 or 13 at the time. And we had fixed up some still weed whacker from underneath the house that we found. And he was very impressed when I showed up there
On your bicycle.
on my bicycle with a weed whacker strapped to my back and a jug of gasoline. And he's like, "Dadgum, that's a big weed whacker." I'm like, "Yeah." And I'm like, "I know how to use it too." So I weed whacked for a couple hours there, and he was like, he was sold. And I did a couple summers with him weed whacking, and then I got promoted to the mower and different things like that. So that was pretty cool. Let's see. Yeah. So that was kind of where we kind of started off a little bit. And of lately, we started off the YouTube channel right as that was going on, us doing little odds and ends around the house. And then mainly our mom and dad would give us chores to do. They loved, I know my mom and dad would talk about this totally, as they would give us stuff to do that wasn't like normal house chores and different things like that. If we wanted to make a couple extra dollars. So if it was like picking up trash outside, because this property actually had a lot of junk on it.
Not our trash.
Trash that was already on the property, and we were like in big piles, and we had to slowly pick it up. So anyway, it was a beautiful thing. There's no longer trash on the property, which is nice. But they would be like, I'd pay you a quarter or a dollar or whatever if you fill up the trash bag all the way up with trash, different things like that, or mowing the grass and different things like that. So that's kind of how we just slowly started, just doing little odds and ends around the house. And then we just kept saving up our money, and that kind of led into buying the camera that built this channel. And then 3 years ago, we started the online business, which is the TexasBoys.com. And it's been a real steady little business, and it's kind of like a blessing in disguise, because I'm so glad we did start that business and start selling our own products, because YouTube does not pay the bills. 100% not. You get a couple $100 a month or whatever from it, and that doesn't cover anything. So very blessed that the website's been pretty much been floating the YouTube channel, which is awesome. And then on from there, we started just saving up our money and building infrastructure, which is really exciting for young kids, and you're making your own money, and then you can just start buying stuff. And we started buying Milwaukee tools and all types of different things, chainsaws, and my dad had a truck, and he got like ran off the road by a Mack truck or whatever, and he's like, I'll give you the truck, but you're gonna have to like put some money in it and fix it up. So I had to put a good amount of money into it, and I got her up and running and everything like that. And she's been a good old truck. She's a F-150 04, and she's a 04. She has 250,000 miles on her. And she's been a good old work truck. And yeah, so, also learning how to work on your own stuff is totally a thing you need to learn how to do, because you will save thousands of dollars, which we've learned painfully. James's truck, on the other hand, we made the big mistake by sending it to a mechanic, and he was super shady. And then at the end of the day, he was like, here's your bill. And you're like, oh my goodness, what did you do to it? Did you put a brand new engine in it? Oh, no, you didn't. Okay. So anyway, and then you get it back home and it still runs the same. You're like, you're a beautiful person. So anyway, learning how to do stuff, learning how things work and how things run. So then when there is a shady mechanic around and he says he put all brand new injectors in your truck and he didn't, and then a couple months later, when you learned how to do that and you take out the injectors of the truck and you look at them and you're like, wow, those are old and crusty. Those don't look brand new. Yeah. Fun stuff like that. So, anyway, also, the other business that we started up, which is so cool, is the Longhorn business and the cattle business. And we started that up. We bought a bull and 2 mamas.
Yep.
Mama cows. And you could do this with pretty much any different cows, any different types of cows. And also, if you didn't have the land, you could totally lease the land from somebody. And yeah, we started building up our herd. We've had our herd for about 4 or 5 years now.
Yeah. Probably.
Yeah. 4 years now, I think. Always get it messed up. It might be 3 years. 4 to 3 years. We'll say that.
3 to 4.
3 to 4. 4 to 3. So anyway, and we've been slowly acquiring different Longhorn cattle over those years. We built up to we have a bull and 7 or 8 female cows, not including all the calves that we've had this year and last year. And then also, which has been really, really cool, is that we all went carnivore this year, and we went from like 20%, 30%, self-sufficient to like 90% self-sufficient, which is super cool. And I'm leaving in the 10%, or maybe it might be 80%. I might have to say 80% because, food-wise, we're 98% self-sufficient for food. If you would say for everything, like that would be electricity and water, we don't have that covered yet. So, but food-wise, we are 98% self-sufficient with going carnivore. And we still have like little stuff that we get here and there, like little bit of fruit, frozen fruit, and things like that. But other than a little bit of frozen fruit and maybe some barbecue sauce or something that we'll pick up here and there, that's pretty much it. And we've been officially carnivore for about 1 month now, and we have not died. So there you go.
Plus.
It's definitely an upside. And we all feel really, really good, and we've been doing really good on it. So What are your ages? I'm 18
I'm 15.
And I'm 48.
and he's 48. He's a small person. Yeah.
No, I'm 14.
Yeah, he's 14. So anyway, it's easily confused. So anyway, I would say, okay, I want to say this about our businesses because I keep talking about them. You want to know the biggest struggle we have with our businesses right now?
Money.
Huh? No, not money. No, that too, but no, not that. The biggest struggle we have with our businesses is you pull up to the job,
Oh yeah.
you hop out of the truck, and the first thing people say to you, which when it happens as many times as it's happened to us, it starts to become kind of rude almost. They're like, "Oh, you're really young." And you're like, well, who else is going to drive out here last second and give you a quote? Like what the heck? So anyway, that's like the biggest struggle that we have is that since we are a young batch of guys and we show up and we want to work and we're very knowledgeable. I don't know. It like their spidey senses start tingling or something. And I don't know. And then and of course it always happens when it's like, I want this 6-acre pasture, like totally fenced in and all these gigantic trees have to come down. And then you give them this crazy, like it's a good quote, and I have my dad check the quote because he prices stuff like this all the time. And I'm like, does this seem very reasonable? And he's like, yeah, that's totally reasonable. And then you give it to them and then they're like, oh my goodness. And, they're like, I thought you would do that for $50. And you're like, well, no, see, we would have to bring in a 27-ton excavator here and different things like that. And you don't understand. There's like half a mile up to a mile of fencing that we have to run here too. So no, we can't do it for $100. I'm sorry. I wish we could, but we don't live in the 1800s. So that's mainly the biggest issue that we run into is people. I don't know. When they see that we're this young, they kind of question it. But on the other hand, the cool thing about working hard and just being reliable is that like we have several of our customers, we got them hooked. And once we get them hooked, they're hooked for life. Like they're like, y'all are awesome. You do really high quality work. And they're like, we'll totally put it up. We'll totally put you up against anybody else. So that's kind of our only problem and only struggle. And I guess for any younger people out there, that will be your struggle too, sadly. If you are capable, smart, show up on time, I don't know, it throws people off. They're like, wait a second, you're supposed to be not responsible and like glued to a phone. What are you doing here looking at my fill in the blank, fencing job, building job. So yeah, that would be our biggest hurdle that we're trying to cover, trying to get over. And as much as I wish we could be all like 45-year-olds and like roll up to a job and people be like, oh, I guess like, I don't know. They always think, I don't know. I guess they think it's some like older guy that's going to hop out of the truck or whatever. And then when it's us young guys, they're like, nah. So anyway,
We'll grow out of it.
We'll finally grow out of it. I want to start telling people that I'm like, I have some like rare type of disease that makes me look young, but I'm actually like 60, There you go. Yes, I see it. Oh, thank you. He said, I definitely hire y'all to build a fence down, right? Yeah. And that's the other thing is like trying to tell people everything that you've done. And you're like,
they probably don't believe us.
You probably aren't going to believe me.
At this rate, you could retire by 45.
That would be awesome if we could retire by 45. Correct, mother. Correct. So also another thing that we've done with saving up our money and different things like that was we bought ourselves a sawmill. And of lately, we actually started up our sawmill business, and it is totally mobile. And you wrote something on the back of there. Okay, I got it. Good, thank you, love you. All right, so and that's been going very, very well, and word of mouth has been getting around that we have a sawmill and that it's mobile, and we set up its own website for it and different things like that. And that was one of the things that we saw. And that's the other thing, figuring out what your opponents don't have figured out. So a lot of these sawmilling guys, they either don't have a website, or it's a really like, it looks like it's from like early 2000s or like the early 2000s or whatever. So anyway, trying to just figure out what your opponent doesn't have, and then just being able to blow him out of the water, kind of. So we went ahead and put a lot of time into building a really nice website and a very a website that's very easy to navigate. A lot of the sawmilling websites that we started looking at were like super hard to navigate, and you didn't know where their phone numbers were, and you didn't know how to schedule, and none of them did any type of scheduling online, which we were like, there you go, we need to start scheduling stuff online. So yeah, so that's what we've been doing. Website is the first impression of your business. Yes, exactly. Or your business card too. So and having a high quality business card when they get it in their hands. And even I've had people take my card and then they'll feel it and they're like, oh wow, that's a really nice card. Different things like that. Having a really nice card, business card helps too. So we started making our own business cards for our different businesses. And that leads on to the newest, one of our newer businesses, is the meat business. And it's not even a business, it's really just a passion. And we saw a need once again, and we were like, we totally have to do this, because we saw that people were literally hungry for some healthy, clean, grass-fed, non-vaccinated, non-medicated ground beef, or beef in general. And we're like, well, we got cows. We can definitely help the cows. And we started selling a couple cows here and there locally. And then of lately, we just sold our first 3 cows, whole cows, off of our website, thetexasboys.com. And then also we added onto that the grass-fed pastured pigs, pork, on there too. And we sold those 3 pigs too on there. And that was really awesome. And just being able to give somebody ground beef or food that hasn't been tampered with, or hasn't been given something that will literally kill you or hurt you or harm you in a very serious way, is just an absolutely incredible feeling. And being able to give it to them or sell it to them for a very reasonable price. We sold our ground beef, or our meat, for $6 a pound, which is pretty stinking cool. Yeah, pure beef, pure, no vaccines, no nothing. Anyway, yeah. So actually now what we're going to be doing on the TexasBoys.com under the butcher shop, is it the butcher shop or is it the meat page? What is that
I think
called?
it's called.
What's that called?
I don't know.
Do you remember what that's called? I forget what the page is called. Let me look it up. Let me look it up. What's the page name called? Here we go. Brothers Meat Co.
Oh,
There you
how
go.
did I forget that?
I don't know. I forgot it too. I had a brain fart. Okay. So on Brothers Meat Co., right there on the TexasBoys.com, you can go on there, and we're going to be, we already are. You can go ahead and, is it a waiting list or no? It's just, you can
Pre-order for next
It's a
month.
pre-order. Yes, correct. That's what it was. Pre-order. We have 3 pre-orders
Just for next month's.
for next month's cows. 3 cows, and then I think are we doing 3 pigs too?
Yeah, I think.
3 pigs on there. So you can go over there
We
and
sell wholes and halves.
we sell wholes and halves of cows, and you buy them hanging weight. So if you don't have room enough in your freezer
And
for
it
a
is
whole entire
local
cow,
pickup in Texas. I just want to say
correct. That too. We're not
that.
shipping.
We don't want
this.
people to go in there and buy it like, oh well, I didn't know. I bought it and I live in Michigan.
Montana, yeah. No, unless you want to drive that far.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, we're having people meet up tomorrow actually, and we're going to be dropping off all of the meat to them, and it's going to be exciting. That's pretty cool, just being able to meet face to face with some of our subscribers that are local to us and that want to buy some beef from us, and some really high quality beef and meat and pork from us. It's just a really exciting thing. And I think it's just really awesome that, we're able to get out there and show our generation that there are better things to life than TikTok and doing the boot, scoot, and boogie on TikTok and or Instagram or whatever. And there's better things to life, and God will bless you if you honor him in everything that you do. So that kind of plays hand in glove with a lot of our business. 100% of all of our businesses it's totally a God thing with all of them. Did we plan out every business? No, not at all. Totally a God thing. It was it was like, wow, that's a door that's opening. Let's go ahead and take the opportunity and do it. I've talked to several older men that are very well off, and they're like, that's the one thing that you want to do in the business world is when you see a door opening up, or if you have a crazy idea, do it. Even if it's a big old flop, you never know which idea is going to be the next amazing thing. So you try them all out, and you're going to have lots of failures, and mixed in with all those failures or somewhat failures, you're going to have some success throughout all of that, or at the least, you're going to learn a heck of a lot. So, okay, question. So y'all butcher it all yourselves? That is what my son wants to do. No, we do not butcher the cows that we sell. They are butchered at a USDA certified. It's a local butcher shop. I'm pretty dang sure the guy that's in there, he's USDA certified. He looks at the cows, he inspects them, but it's a mom and pop butcher shop. And but us kids know how to butcher our own cows. We highly considered getting into the butchering business. Actually, still want to build a little butcher shop on the property, just so we can personally butcher our cows when the day comes that we can't take our own cows or pigs to the butcher shop. We can butcher them ourselves. We've already butchered 3 cows all by ourselves. One was out in the pasture. Well, no, 2 of them were out in the pasture.
Yeah, 2 of them.
2 of them were out in the pasture, and then we took a winch from our UTV, and then we winched it up into the tree, and then we cut it all up. And then the other one was kind of just experimental. It choked out inside the who's over there? Oh, yeah. Okay, will do. Yeah, sure. Okay. So anyway, sorry, we were talking to our mom via talk via hand and eye coordination over there. So anyway, yeah, so we all know how to butcher our own cows, which is really good when it comes to living on a farm, and knowing how to butcher animals is awesome. So anyway,
think that's
Very good. That's awesome that your 11-year-old is inspired. That's cool. That's great. Yeah. Good old country boy. That's good. That's what we need. We need good old country boys back in this country, non stinking TikTok country boys, non government raised country boys. That's what we need. They are the smartest kids. And yeah, so it's been an hour, y'all. Thank y'all so much for jumping on the live stream. Also, once again, this will be the only free public live stream, and this is the start to a really awesome course. And this, what we talked a little bit tonight, is just grazing the surface of what we are going to be covering in the course. And it's an 8-module course that we're going to be going over, and we would love to see y'all there. And you get your own Telegram group, you get into the private Telegram group, and then you get our private live streams also. And you're going to be able to ask us all types of different questions, any questions that you have about the courses. Also, you're going to be able, what we're going to be doing is each week we're going to be covering 2 modules that we've done. You're going to watch the 2 modules, and then also it comes with a 32-page course companion that you're going to be, that you can just go through if you want to. And the thing is that I really want to say about this course too is that you don't have to follow it to the T. This is just our thoughts and our opinions and our knowledge that we have learned over quite a big chunk of our life. And you can take it with a grain of salt, and you will learn something from this course. Taking this course, you will leave with something. I promise you that. So lots of great stuff in the course that we're going to be covering, and I can't wait to see y'all there. For the people that either have a young son or different things like that, or if you're just a young man and you see this and you're like, that seems pretty neat, I think I'm going to go ahead and sign up. Can't wait to see you there. And that will be starting, our next private live stream will be starting next Sunday.
this is the last day to sign up for the course.
Yes, correct. And this is the last day to sign up for the course. So you can sign up after live stream, or right now, or by the end of tonight. So anyway, I'm pretty dang sure, Carlos, did you sign up? I think Carlos already signed up for it, but it's going to be fun. It's going to be really awesome. Just the other cool thing is too, is we're going to be able to get we're going to get to know some really awesome young men that are growing up. And if they're taking this course, they're going to be pretty stinking legit guys out there. So anyway, y'all, thank y'all once again for coming on, jumping on this live stream. If you've made it, if you watched this whole entire thing, thank you so much from the bottom of our hearts. And even if you don't buy the course, or if you're not a young man, thank you just for watching this video. And hopefully we inspired y'all to get out there. And it's tomorrow is another day, and we gotta keep pressing forward and keep fighting the good fight, because it is not over yet. And keep up the good work, y'all. And we love y'all so much, and we'll see y'all later. All right.